Hi everyone, welcome back to Inu Streams podcast. And for those that are just joining us for the very first time, welcome. We are here being, we've been waiting, we've been expecting you. This is Inu Streams podcast where we talk about faith, healing, discovering identity, hope, and love. My name is Akimbode Victoria Dradwini, and be sure that you would have a transforming and a wonderful time on this podcast. On today's episode, we'll be talking about breaking away from limitations. Breaking away from limitations. So we'll first talk about what does it mean to break away and what does limitation mean? So according to the Oxford Dictionary, to break away means to escape from the control of a person, group, or practice. It also means to get away from someone or something, especially by using force or effort. That is Merriam-Webster. Limitation, according to the Oxford Dictionary, says a limiting rule or circumstance, a restriction. It also means a limiting condition, restrictive weakness, lack of capacity, inability, or handicap. We can also say that limitation means setbacks, stagnations, and losing out in battles of life. So from one thing I can denote from the meaning of break away and the meaning of limitation, my own definition, to break away from limitation means freedom from setbacks, stagnations, on your way to achieving your goals and purpose. Like I said, this is my definition. So you might ask yourself, I know the meaning of breaking away from limitation, so how do I break in? One thing I would love you to know is that breaking away from limitation starts from your mind. And if you say that it is possible for you to overcome whatever limiting factor that is right before you, then you will and will, even beyond your imagination. What are those things that are limiting you? Is it your health? Is it lack of skills? Is it lack of education? Is it finances? When I mean lack of education, I don't mean going to university or going to further your studies alone. When you are not educated in a particular aspect that you're interested in, there are some times that we do online courses for some of those courses are not even in schools. When we learn them, we just try to build our skills. So you understand what I mean by lack of education. Is it because, maybe there is a family factor, maybe something is going on and maybe parents don't want you to do that thing. What is actually your limitation? I would love that you think about them. Write them down. The moment you see a mountain as a mountain, and you're not gonna cross the mountain, you will see that, this mountain is so high. So anyway, you have been to mountains like OAU mountains, or there's one around that Ondo side that has several steps. That's for those that stay in Nigeria and remember those places I made. And you be like, this mountain is too high. I cannot climb this. I'm going to wait there. But why don't you climb the mountain and see what is at the other side of the road? It's a beautiful view. It's a wonderful view that you would love to see. So what do I mean? I mean that what is that thing that is limiting you? What is that thing that is making you hold back? You need to stop seeing those things as limitation. There was something I said that you become your own limitation when you always see impossibilities. It's like that particular statement is now my watchword. That's the moment I begin to see limitations, because the moment I begin to see impossibilities in everything I make effort to do, then I become my own limitation, because I'm not even making any form of effort to overcome, to see possibility in that thing. That is why I said that breaking away from limitations starts from the mind. And that is why don't allow anything to limit you. Okay, I would love to share a story of a boy. I just came across his story on TikTok, right? And his name is Jeremiah. I've forgotten his surname, but on his handle is Jeremiah 1 and 5. And meaning that the foundation in which he's named whatever he's doing is based on Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5. And when I came out, 18-year-old boy, Kai, when his mom gave birth to him, he said he had health challenges. His bones were not strong, and I think his brain too was not that okay. But that boy helps you from limitation. He's a journalist known in the United States. Like, he does an interview with athletes and they invite him for interviews and to tell and share his story about, like, what is that thing that is behind your confidence? Why are you so passionate about being a journalist? He's just 10. And all he said is that he based whatever he's doing on God, and he knows that before God formed him, he knew him. And he knows the direction in which his life would go. So he's focused on making his parents happy. He's focused on being a pride to his parents, especially his mom. And I know that I'm like, wow. Not minding the health challenges that he had, then he didn't care. Because at first he said he wanted to be an athlete, a footballer, but he couldn't. But he saw another direction, and he's interviewing recognized athletes. So he didn't just allow, your health is not okay. So he didn't just allow that to be his limitation. He took another step and he's like, no, nothing is going to hold me down from achieving what I want to achieve at age 10. And it's not only doing that, he has an NGO where he volunteers and they go out to reach out to people who are less privileged. And that makes me so proud and so happy that there is nothing that should limit me. As long as you are determined, as long as you are bold enough to take a step of faith. Take a step of faith. Don't just hold back. Take a step of faith. Trust yourself. Trust in your potential. And the first thing is that ask yourself, what is that skill I have? What is that potential I have that can make way for me? List them out. Build skills. Do online courses if you need to. Go to schools. If it is catering, go to culinary school. Anything you're so passionate about, as long as you believe yourself, you believe in yourself, as long as you're bold to take that step that I'm going to do this and there is nothing that is going to stop me. Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. Don't just sit back and say, don't be a mediocre. Don't be too comfortable in that stage you are. Don't be too comfortable. And that is why you need to know yourself. You need to know who you are. You need to know that potential you have and build on those skills. Build on them. Believe in yourself. And much more than those things, you know me, another thing is, place your trust in God. There are so many people out there that they have potentials, they have skills, they have everything they need, but they don't trust God, especially when it comes to finances and God paving a way. They feel that all through they can go through the journey without God. Even Jesus, that was God, needed God to strengthen him and help him through that journey of laying down his life for us. You need to trust God. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. Let me share something with you, right? I have heard about starting a podcast since last year. But in my mind, I'm like, with cars, I've also been my life to be out there. Let me just stick to my writing where the only time you see my face or the only time, majorly just see whatever I'm doing is through my writing. The only time you know what is on my mind is through my writing. But the Holy Spirit said it again this day. You need to start your podcast. And I'm like, how will I get equipment? How will I get this? And I started going to YouTube, watching videos, how to start a podcast, platforms in which you can post your podcast. And I was watching videos. And in my heart, I was determined that because it's part of my plan for the year, I'm going to buy all the equipment. I pasted it on my vision boards. I am going to buy it. And I put it in prayers that God, much more than me planning, I trust you for financial open doors to buy these equipment. And I did. I did. So you need to place your trust in God. See, it is only when you place your trust in God, that is the only time that you will be able to maintain that mindset of possibility. You see possibility. It helps you to develop your faith in God. and you see that all things will work together for your good. Like there is this way that your faith in God builds up because you trust in Him. Then another thing I would love to say is that have a clear vision of what you want. See, much more than, you have to, if you don't have a clear vision, then you're just joking. You just go back to the beginning. What do I really want? This skill I have, what do I want to use it to achieve? One thing I noticed about myself was that, I love to write. I love to write. If I plan that, I'm going to write just a few pages, I just think that just expanding. Even my final year project, I saw it and I'm like, this is too much. But I just noticed that I loved writing. I noticed that I love to speak to people, to just reach out to people, to just be a source of inspiration to people. And I built skills around those things. I envision this thing I am doing, what do I want to do with it? Am I not just going straight for fun, or am I going to just use it to bless people? That's just it. And when you allow fear to take over, then you will be able to break away from your limitation. Be careful of the kind of thoughts you harbor. Some people already have the mindset that, they can't get to where God has proposed for them to get to. They can't become a millionaire because they are going through a financial challenge. See, like I said earlier, you become your own limitation, or you become your own limiting factor when you see impossibilities in all that you do. So you have to, all those toxic thoughts, all those thoughts that does not align with the will of God, let them fly away. Cleanse your thoughts. How do you cleanse your thoughts? You know me, the word of God. That's the way to cleanse your thoughts. Think things that are pure, that are holy, that are of good report, that are honest, that are true. When you begin to think of those things, then you begin to see possibilities. Look at Jabez. Jabez could have just sat down and said, it's like his mother has already called him a child of sorrow, for let him continue to be a child of sorrow. Jabez didn't sit. He didn't accept. He stayed in a place of prayer until God changed his name. Don't come and say, they've already called you by this name. They've defined you by this way. So you want to accept your faith. Which faith? Does that faith align to the will of God? No. So why would you accept such? Look at the woman with the issue of blood. If she had also said that, there are so many people. Jesus cannot attend to me. He cannot even see me. So let me just stay there. She will keep suffering. She will keep wasting her money. But she broke beyond that limitation. The limiting factor was the number of people that surrounded Jesus. But the first thing she thought in her mind and said, if she could just touch the hem of his garment, she will be healed. Look at that first step. She had already thought in her mind and believed in her heart that the moment she touches the hem of Jesus' garments, she's going to be healed. So what kind of faith are you building? Are you sticking to faith, or you are building your faith? There is a movie I watched recently. Wow, I cried after watching the movie. If you have not watched it, please do well to watch it. It's going to encourage you and just build your faith. Recitation by Mount Zion, written, directed and produced by Daniela Maibane. Wow, that's a powerful movie. A boy that felt that is a stammerer. I would do quote 50 verses of the Bible. Even me said, I was saying that it's not possible. Even somebody that is talking normally is finding it difficult to quote 50 scriptures, 50 verses of the Bible in 5 minutes. But it broke through. And one thing I learned from the boy is that as much as there was a limiting factor, he didn't stop studying. Every day, he kept on reading. He kept on reading. Even though he was getting discouraged, by his brothers, his father. And the competition, the first day, he lost. But he kept on reading. He kept on reading the Bible. And because he was determined in his heart, and he put his trust in God, something happened. I'm not going to tell you that what it's for you to see the result. Meaning, we need to be persistent. That's one thing. Be persistent. Don't give up. You're not a quitter. And if you want to be a winner, you don't quit. It's only losers that quit. Break that limitation. Break away from that limitation. And you are going to be victorious. You are going to see yourself in high places. I hope today's episode has blessed you. If it has blessed you, please do well to share with a friend, with a family member, with everyone around you. Please do well to share this podcast with them. And if this podcast has blessed you, please tell somebody about this podcast. Let them know that there is a place where you are enlightened weekly. And if you want to have a communication with us, if you have questions, if you have something you just want to discuss, if you have anything, please reach out to us via our email at inistreamspodcast23@gmail.com. And you can follow us on our Instagram at inistreamspodcast. Be sure that we would respond to you. Thank you very much and have a blessed weekend. Bye.